We continue on our shiurim for what can be done in order to have children, particularly baby boys. It comes to remind us that there is no difference between children that Hashem gives us. Children are always bracha. So we learning from the Sefer Segulot Israel, Lamed Gimel towards the end. V'chen al yedei emunah. Through our belief to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, a person who has emunah, trust to Hashem, believe that Hashem is in charge. It's much more than that. Emunah, it's a concept on its own. That he knows what Hashem does for him is the best, and Hashem is the source of blessings, so he wants to bestow his blessings to us. As Ramchal says in Derech Hashem, that a person needs to always remind himself that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to bestow his good to us. It's just for us to remember that sometimes there are challenges. Then through having emunah, that would be zoche lebanim. He would be zoche to have baby boys, or particularly not only baby boys, children. Mesugal yot lebanim shirkaimu eslo leyot rachok mehem dainu לבלתי דיווח בהם הרבה, לשעשע בהם בכל פעם, רק בלתי להסתכל עליהם, רק מה שצריכים, להנחם בעבודת השם יתברך כשמתחילים להתקדם. Especially he says over here, as you start raising your children, there are always challenges. So a person might come and say, oh, who wants to have a child like this? Chas v'shalom. Or this is, if I would have known I would have a child like this, I would have never asked for one. All these statements make a difference to a person. That which we say, the words that we utter become powerful. So a person needs to be very careful, even in the times of challenge, when the children are giving a hard time to us, parents, we should be still makir tov. We need to recognize the good. We need to see the good, and we need to always be positive. And chas v'shalom, if a person would be negative, right, then that which he says in a negative way could have dire consequences. It could block the shefa. It could block the bracha. So it's very important to be positive, to have emunah. As Habakkuk Hanavi teaches us, Sadiq be'emunato yihyeh, that a Sadiq lives with his emunah. Right? That emunah is something that we need, especially in 21st century. And emunah comes, it's a whole package, that even if a person doesn't have a child yet, or even if he's expecting to have certain gender and he doesn't have yet, still to be hopeful for Hashem. Yeshuat Hashem ke'eref ayin, that Hashem's salvation comes in a blink of an eye. It could be very easy without any difficulties. The more a person has emunah, the less he needs to take actions. So this doesn't mean that a person who doesn't have emunah say, okay, I just sit back and I be relying to Hashem. A person needs to do his ishtad derut, that which is the legitimate work needs to be done. At one time I had a conversation with Harav Ezra Duek Shalita. He's one of the very respected Rabbanim with a lot of experience, a lot of chokhmah. So, and we were talking about how come some couples, young couples, do not have children. So Harav Duek Shalita mentioned, because there is a lot of stress, and he said that when there is stress, the husband and wife, they don't spend quality time together, and when they are together for the mitzvah, this one is tired, that one is tired, and they just want to wrap up, or they're not giving each other enough love and attention and appreciation. and that also could make a difference in having children. So a person who is relaxed and trusts Hashem, that Hashem is running the world, Hashem is waging the wars for him, and he's just doing his best, and Hashem is the ultimate blessing, then such a person, right, would have much easier time, right, to deal with challenges, and therefore he would be more relaxed. Therefore he can have children easier. Right, so those couples that they work full time themselves, and they running from here and there, work and house and children and so many other things that we are involved with. Unfortunately, that causes them not to have children easier than those who are relaxed, those who have emunah. Right? This is also proven scientifically. Right? Scientifically, obviously, Torah is above of all, but scientifically also this can be explained. Right? כשמתחילים להתגדל, as a person starts raising his children, אבל לא להשתעשע בהם הרבה. The person should not be arguing with the children so much. As also have emunah, make yourself a good role model. A big Rav, Harav Eliezer ben David, Harav Shalom, my Rav, one of my Rebbeim used to always say, in today's time and age, a person needs to be more of a role model himself than just preaching to his children, do this or do that. This comes from Sefer Hamidot Haramban, Zichrono Livracha. Okay, next one. Banim, Tanit, Chamishi b'Shabbat, Mesugal, Ligdol Banim. Oh, that's interesting. Ufrat, Meshemeret Erev Rosh Chodesh. Fasting on Thursday is the Segulot to have children.
Fasting on Thursday?
Yes. That's interesting.
Like every Thursday?
Huh? Doesn't say every. Maybe. Or Erev Rosh Chodesh. This is Yadua, that Erev Rosh Chodesh is Yom Kippur Qatan. There are those who do Selichot, and they have, there are those who fast also. In such a case, a person needs to know if he wants to fast on Thursday or Erev Rosh Chodesh, he needs to accept the fast the day before. The day before, during the Mincha time, there is a Nosach in the Tefillah, in the end of the Shemoneh Esrei, that the person is saying in his Tefillah that I'm accepting Ta'anit, and if I can keep the Ta'anit, I would keep it from sunrise, from Alot HaShachar, right? That's before sunrise, that's Alot HaShachar, till sunset, Shechiyah. So it's like a half a day. It's a day Ta'anit. It's not 24 hours. So a person needs to accept that Ta'anit.
Sorry, so start before sunrise and then to sunset?
Yes. Yes, it's Alot HaShachar till sunset. Okay? Next one. Lamed He Banim. Mi sheyesh lo sa'ar gidul banim. Now, if a person has a hard time raising his children, not only boys, raising children, Yikra bechol yom parashat Maaseh Bereshit. Wow. You should read the parashat of Maaseh Bereshit, the creation, right? Banim sheyichyu yoman chodem hazivug. That over there, it speaks about the blessings of Hashem, about becoming a parent and to have children. Now, this needs to be said before one has the mitzvah of the zivug. Pasuk u'barasha chodeshim, and also a person should say, right, kodem zivug. Oh no, my mistake. So for chinuch, reading the parashat of Maaseh Bereshit, creation, right, to have banim sheyichyu, to have children that would be living, right, that would be Zerach Chayama, a person should do the Tehillim, the Pasuk Ubarashe Chod Shechem, Hashem Choshechem Takribu Ola Hashem. That's the tefillah before zivug. Right? V'chen Keshehatinoch Chole. Also, this Ubarashe Choshechem is the segula for having bringing refuah shenema to a child who is not feeling well. Okay, Lamed Vav Banim. Segula lebanim. Banim zacharim. Now this is segula for having male children. Banim zacharim. Amru Rabotenu Zichrona Livracha. Our rabbis, a blessed memory, teach us b'Masechet Shabuot Daf Chaf Yud. No, is Yudchet. So Daf 18 says Daf Chan. Amar Rabbi Chia bar Abba. Rabbi Chia bar Abba says, Amar Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda says, Kol hamavdil al hayayin b'mosai Shabbatot. Whoever, this is also what Harav Chaim Kanevsky alav shalom used to say, whoever makes havdalah on yain, not grape juice. That is a segula to have male children. Banim zacharim. Havayano banim zacharim. Hashem would grant banim zacharim, male children. Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi Amar. Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi says, banim re'uyin le'hura'ah. He says another segula, that you will have children who will be ra'ui. They would be befitting to paschin halacha, to render halachic decisions, like dayanim, like those rabbanim that have this knowledge of rendering halachic decision. Dichtiv, so says over there, Yan Sham, look over there, Ve'efshal lo mandeze, Sham Rabotenu Zichron Levacha. Also, it's possible to say that which our rabbis of blessed memory teach us, Masechet Pesachim. In Masechet Pesachim, Daf Chuf Yud 110, Al Pasuk Zachor et Yom HaShabbat L'Chadesho. Remember Shabbat and sanctify it. Zachru Al Hayayin. Right? That we remember Shabbat by saying Chidush on wine. Hayinu sheizke lebanim zacharim al yain al yedei yain shel mitzvah. Which means when you have the yain of Chidush of Shabbat, the hayinu yain shel havdalah. That refers to yain of havdalah. That would the yain of havdalah. Also, this is another source. Same segulat. Yain for havdalah would be segula for having banim zacharim. V'hagam shesham ma'ale beyayin shel chidush shel leil Shabbat. Also over there talks about yain of Shabbat, leil Shabbat of the chidush. Hine bevadai mimela nishma mize sheyesh lo gam shel shel havdalah. So too we can learn from yain shel havdalah that also that from here is also a source for yain havdalah. So yain, not the grape juice, would be a segula for havdalah would be panim zacharim. The imlo ken haya sarich leshayer hayayin and havdalah. Since it doesn't say yain only for havdalah, from here we learn the kedush Shabbat yachol lekadesh afilu al hapat. Since it doesn't say yain and havdalah, it doesn't say that must be yain of chidush. We can learn from here that if a person doesn't have wine, he can make chidush, right, on bread, not actual bore hagefen hamotzi lechem naaretz, but the pesukim of the chidush, he can say it on bread if he doesn't have yain, and he can keep the yain for Abdullah. Kemon shekatav hatur, as the Tur writes, ra'afilu la pesukim hacholchim ala Tur, even those poskim, those halachic authorities who argue on Tur, Ain Maharsha, look in the Maharsha, in Pansachet Pesachim Daf Kuf Yud Gimel, Mikol Magom nevertheless, Hare Lefi Da'at HaRambam, according to Maimonides Rambam, Zichrono Livracha, Perech Chaf Tet Mein Chut Shabbat, Havdalah Hu Mideoraita. So Rambam says, if you don't have wine, keep the wine for Havdalah and make Kiddush on bread. The older days, people,
Kiddush on bread?
yeah, Pesukim of Kiddush, you say, and then you say hamotzi. If you don't have yain, these days, Baruch Hashem, we don't have this problem, right? Or make kiddush on grape juice and keep the yain for havdalah, for panim zacharim. And from here, Rambam teaches us it's havdalah is midoraita, is from Torah. Another lesson is they teach. They say that these days in Galut, havdalah is more important than kiddush. Why? Kiddush, you sanctify yourself. Havdalah, you announce that we are different from other goyim. What is happening around us is so much intermarriage. So by giving that lesson at home, by emphasizing on that, right, a person would help his children, right, to be separate, to be separated than the goyim, and not to mingle with them too much and avoid assimilation, right? ובגליון הספר חיידים מצוות עשרת הלאות בפה עוד ג' בזה, אין שם מכל מקום. once again, הבדלה מדברת, זכור את יום השבת, אם כן הוא בכלל זכרהו על היין. ובגליון על הספר החיידים מצוות עשרת הלאות בפה עוד ג' there is more explanation. One could also look in ספר חיידים. ברוך ה' לעולם, אמן ואמן.